2022 Trinity SCAC crossover. Today's third match, the second in Calgary Gym, features from Sherman, Texas, Austin College, and your fourth-ranked Trinity University Tiger. We will introduce both teams and then get right into the action. First, the visiting lineup for the Kangaroos of Austin College. A sophomore middle hitter from Bells, Texas, number 3, Jaden Tokini. A first-year setter from Plano, Texas, number 8, Madison Manning. A first-year outside hitter from Pottsboro, Texas, number 10, Taylor Hayes. A sophomore right side from DePort, Texas, number 11, TJ Fultz. A sophomore middle hitter from Princeton, Texas, number 12, Brianna Barch. A sophomore right side from Bakersfield, California, number 13, Jasmine Kizar. A first-year outside hitter from Houston, number 21, Sela Coleman. And a first-year outside hitter from Trenton, Texas, number 22, Viviana Murphy. And on the starting lineup for the Kangaroos, a junior outside hitter from Carlton, Texas, number 1, Victoria Smith. A sophomore setter from Plano, Texas, number 7, Brianne Singh. A sophomore middle hitter from Fort Worth, number 9, Maddie Duncan. A junior outside hitter from Flower Mound, Texas, number 14, Riley Abernathy. Sophomore libero from Arlington, number 15, Tatum Torres. Sophomore middle hitter from San Antonio, number 16, Cheyenne D'Antonio. And a junior outside hitter from Wimberley, Texas, number 19, Olivia Linton. Assistant coach for the Kangaroos is Anthony Graham. The Kangaroos are under the direction of Ed Garza. And now introducing the fourth-ranked Trinity University Tiger. A first-year setter from Houston, Texas, number 1, Josie Dayer. A first-year libero from the Woodlands, Texas, number 2, Cassidy McLean. A senior libero from El Paso, Texas, number 5, Nadia Kern. A junior middle blocker from Kalamazoo, Michigan, number 10, Carly Brookheiser. A first-year outside hitter from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 11, Allie Martin. A senior middle blocker from Rockwall, Texas, number 14, Brett Thornton. A senior right side from Denver, Colorado, number 15, Sarah Williamy. A sophomore setter from San Antonio, number 18, Trinity Herrera. A first-year libero from Portland, Oregon, number 20, Kylie King. A first-year right side from Santa Monica, California, number 22, Kira Lynch. And a first-year right side from Greenville, North Carolina, number 24, Sydney Boyer. And now the starting lineup for the Tiger. A first-year libero from San Antonio, number 3, Jenna Rodriguez. A junior middle blocker from New York, number 4, Maddie Faith. A senior setter from Calabasas, California, number 6, Marissa Emarino. A first-year outside hitter from the Woodlands, Texas, number 7, Reagan Watley. A senior middle blocker from Georgetown, Texas, number 8, Emily Ellis. A senior right side from Seattle, Washington, number 9, Sarah Flynn. And a junior outside hitter from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, number 17, Mackenzie Logan. Assistant coaches for Trinity, Maggie Linker and Brad Bullitt. Head coach for the 4th-ranked Tigers, Julie Jigan. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 2nd time in this gym and the 3rd time today, let's play volleyball.
You're not going to believe it, but after 9 home games against non-conference foes, we finally get to have some SCAC play. Some familiar foes are in town, and we will start things off with your number 4 Trinity Tigers hosting the Kangaroos of Austin College. I'm Brian Jenselson, and I'm joined by Jade Schoenberger. Jade, last week we had some ups and downs, but the Tigers are now back in conference play where they'll look to continue to dominate.
Finally, Brian. Sorry, my mic was not on for that intro. But yeah, so glad to have this conference tournament back here in CalGuard Gym. Always exciting matches and really great competition here in our conference. So looking forward to this weekend for sure.
Yeah, it'll be good for the Tigers to play at home. Coach Jenkins excited to have 4 matches to really work on everything that they've been implementing in practice. And so a busy weekend full of volleyball here at CalGuard Gym, and we'll have all of it for you. For these Tigers, a starting lineup that we've gotten used to. Jenna Rodriguez, Maddie Fate, Marissa Amarino, Emily Ellis, Sarah Flynn, and Mackenzie Logan. For the visiting Kangaroos, we have Victoria Smith, Brianna Sang, Maddie Duncan, Riley Abernathy, Tatum Torres, Cheyenne D'Antonio, the hometown kid, and Olivia Linton. And we've got a pretty decent crowd on hand for a 1:15 start on a Friday afternoon. School is still going. Classes don't get out until 1:30, but a lot of parents in town, a lot of alumni in town as well for alumni weekend. And so it should be a good one. The Kangaroos will get things going here with Abernathy back to serve. And a Friday matinee of Tiger volleyball is officially underway. Sarah Flynn goes off speed and gets the afternoon rolling with a positive start. And no surprise, Sarah Flynn, leading the team in kills, gets it going for Trinity today. Serve from Reagan Watley here. And Marissa can't quite get to that one, so a point for the Kangaroos, 1-1.
Point for the Kangaroos, back to serve for Austin, number 9, Maddie Duncan.
Maddie Duncan gets the kill, and now she gets to serve for Austin. And it goes out. Nice call by Flynn and Watley over there. Point right back to the Tigers. And here comes the first year from San Antonio for the Tigers, Jenna Rodriguez. Nice serve by Rodriguez, and it lands as an ace. Great to see Jenna confident, and she has been on quite a roll. 7 consecutive games in double-digit digs for the libero. She earned a SCAC Defensive Player of the Week award in that streak. She has been a big component for this Tiger team as the Kangaroos able to get that tool off the block. Olivia Linton, the junior from Wimberley, Texas, puts Austin at 2.
Checking in for the Kangaroos, number 8, Madison Manning, and number 11, TJ Colts.
Madison Manning now checking in for Austin College. She's a freshman from Plano. And you might get used to hearing freshman and sophomore on the call here as this game goes on. Maddie Fate goes off speed, can't quite get it down. Jenna, though, able to get it. Here comes Mackenzie Logan on the outside. She's dug by Torres. Kangaroos go off speed, and for them it works. It is TJ Fultz, the sophomore from DePort, Texas, and Coach Ed Garza of Austin College telling me he is excited to have Fultz back. She had missed some time with injury, but came back against Dallas this week, and now back for the Kangaroos. Nice shot from Mackenzie Logan right down the line. Puts Trinity up 4-3 early on.
Going into this double substitution, you're going to see Josie Dare and Sarah Williamy checking in.
Back to serve, number 1, Josie Dare.
Josie Dare going back to serve, freshman setter, and Sarah Williamy coming in front right.
And Dare really showed up in the last match against Susquehanna. Her first career double-double. 16 assists, 10 digs. And Coach Jenkins going right back to her. This time a kill from the middle from Torres. Or make it D'Antonio, number 16 out of the middle. Another one of the sophomores on this team. 10 sophomores for Austin College. And no seniors. Very unique roster composition for Coach Garza. As Maddie Fate returns the favor from the middle and gets the big kill. But Jade, have you ever seen anything like that? A team with no seniors on their roster?
I don't think I've ever encountered a team with 0 seniors. Definitely have encountered some teams with maybe 1 senior, 2 seniors, but 0 is definitely something unique. It might propose some challenges. We have spoken very highly of our super seniors coming back this season with that experience and really guiding the team to victory time and time again. So it'll be interesting to see if they have those underclassmen that are really stepping up to the plate and filling those leadership roles that are more commonly senior players.
Absolutely. Nadia Kern nearly with a second ace in a row. She got one on the last point. Tigers read the dump well. Here comes a down ball from Watley. And miscommunication will give the Tigers a point, 7-4 Trinity. And Jade, you talked about it, the senior leadership on this Tiger team, very evident with not only 3 super seniors, but 3, as you might call them, regular seniors, and Nadia Kern one of them. Not a surprise to see Nadia get an ace. She is the active leader in aces for this Trinity roster, now up to 107 for her career. Abernathy, nice swing from the outside, gets it down for Austin College. But Coach Garza telling me that it's been a struggle to find that leadership that you talked about because without a senior, there's not that traditional role, but he thinks as the year has gone on, things have improved.
Yeah, I mean, you can't put anything past these freshmen. I mean, looking at the Tigers' own freshmen, you have Rodriguez, Josie Dare, Watley on the court who have really filled some slots that were once filled by huge seniors, for example, like Annie Rose Leggett, Avery Tuggle. And, I mean, our own Tigers are doing a great job of carrying or holding a leadership role despite being underclassmen on the court. So I assume Austin is doing just fine.
They come into today with a 12-14 record overall. Is that one in the net from the libero Torres? But they are very cautious about this weekend, but also very excited, looking to lock up that final slot in the SCAC tournament. Hard to believe there's only 2 weekends left of conference play. And so if the Kangaroos can get a couple of victories this weekend, they would lock up a spot in Colorado for that tournament. Nice dig by Dayer here. Kern gets it over to Willie. Willie with a little off speed, read by the Kangaroos. Nice rally here. Dayer out to Watley. But a nice dig by the libero gives Abernathy a shot. Not going to get it past Kern, though. Watley, can she get it? Yes, she can.
Kill for the Tigers. Number 7, Reagan Watley.
A great rally by Josie Dare, putting up a lot of hittable balls to keep the Tigers in that last rally and ultimately coming up on top. That was Fate back there with that last serve. Another tip by Austin. We've seen a lot of off speeds thus far here in set 1, but Tiger defense picking up a good handful of those. And I might have just jinxed it.
TJ Folse with the kill. Brings Austin to within 2 here in set number 1, but that off speed that you're talking about, Jade, might be because these are 2 of the best blocking teams in the entire country. We've well documented Trinity's blocking game, still number 1 in the entire nation, but Austin College coming into today 14th in all of Division III with over 180 blocks, but they cannot block Emily Ellis there out of the middle, who gets Trinity to double digits first.
Checking back in for Trinity, back to serve, number 6, Marissa Amarino, and up front, number 9, Sarah Flynn.
But both teams likely practicing all week, understanding what the opponent will do, and these 2 teams like to block, so that off speed, a way to get around it. Amarino, nice coverage there. Watley now from the outside. Red flag down, signals in for the first year.
Kill for the Tigers, Reagan Watley.
Ball going all the way across the court, and a great replay there showing that it was, in fact, in. So Amarino with a rainbow serve nearly confuses the Kangaroos. And a double. Is that the call? Nope. It'll be a point for Austin College there.
They're going to call Sarah Flynn in the net, I believe, or possibly Emily Ellis on that last ball, resulting in a point for Austin College.
Watley again with the kill. She's up to 3 in this first set. And it is great to see the Tigers going to her. She had just 7 kills on a total of 48 swings in those 2 matches last weekend. But now the Tigers making an effort to go to her early and give her some confidence. And it is working so far. Here comes Logan and Ellis. Can't quite get the block. Ball kept alive. What will the Kangaroos do with it? It'll be a joust at the net and a point for the Kangaroos. Maddie Duncan taking care of it. Not much Amarino could do there. So Duncan, for the second time today, gets a kill and now goes back to serve. Nice push to Logan, but Logan denied. Amarino this time goes to Ellis on the slide, and Ellis puts it down. We love to see that slide from the middle.
She just makes it look so easy, Brian. Last weekend, she was running slides left and right, and I think every single one except for maybe one scored.
I think you're right. It was a pretty perfect performance all around for Emily Ellis. Amarino going to Logan, and Logan finesses it there on the opposite corner now, and the Tigers really using the entire court in this first set.
Very smart reverse by Amarino, and then a smart play by Logan, seeing that open back corner down the line. Really capturing the momentum here for the Trinity Tigers.
It'll be a timeout from Coach Ed Garza of Austin College as Trinity leads 14-9 in this first set and gives us a little bit of a chance to reset and recap last week, Jade. It was a stunning loss for Trinity against Santa Cruz. I don't know if we can still believe it, but they bounced back with a nice win against Susquehanna, and I think everybody involved was pretty happy with that bounce back on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, it was definitely a new feeling taking that loss to UC Santa Cruz. It was the first game that Brian and I have actually announced that resulted in a loss, so we were a little stunned at the end of that one. But really a great battle by both teams. If you looked at the stats of that UC Santa Cruz team, both teams were finishing in the 20s digits. It wasn't like any of those sets were a blowout. So great performance, again, by both sides. And then, as you mentioned, that second match of the weekend, really persevering and coming out on top to finish the weekend on a win was a great execution by the Tigers.
And getting to talk to Coach Jenkins this week ahead of this weekend, kind of going through that loss, and she said, you know, it was just one of those matches where the passing wasn't quite on, and we caught that as we talked about it in the Susquehanna match. But she says then they were able to flip a switch against the Riverhawks, and the passing is just so crucial. You know, if you can't get that pass, you can't get that set, and then it makes the kill all the more difficult. So even though the Tigers had a higher hitting percentage than Santa Cruz, it was that passing that really did them in.
Yeah, passing and serving is definitely the name of the game, 2 areas of which the Trinity Tigers are normally really, really exceptional at, and that's why they make the game look so easy half the time against most of the teams here in D3. But yeah, that being a challenge, led for the Banana Slugs to really capture some momentum here and there. During that match, you saw both teams going back and forth. You know, Trinity would have 3 points, and you would think that they were going to take away with a stronger lead, and then the Banana Slugs would jump back right in it, getting the Tigers a little bit on their heels with their passing game. But with that said, again, it was great to see them come out of that weekend with a win against the Riverhawks, and they're looking exceptional today.
Yeah, looking really good, especially that Sarah Flynn kill out of the timeout. 15-10 Trinity now. And if you were wondering, if you haven't been keeping track of the AVCA polls, those Banana Slugs crawling their way into the top 25 now. So
awesome.
Gaining that national respect and showing that Trinity didn't just lose to anybody, they lost to a very top team.
Yeah, they played definitely a very clean match. Their defense was ridiculous that match. I can't even conceptualize how many times we maybe had mentioned their libero's name throughout the course of that match. So a great showing again by them. And we'll see where they end up the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Mackenzie Logan gets herself another kill. 3 on the afternoon so far. And we said that libero's name so much that I still remember it, Emily Passian.
Passian, that's it.
So good luck to the Banana Slugs as they compete in the West region, but back here in San Antonio, Trinity trying to really get a stranglehold on the conference. Coming into today 8-0 in SCAC play as that one goes outside for the Austin point. But last year, Trinity going a perfect 16-0 in conference play, and they would love to repeat that as they go through this second go-around. Dayer out to Logan, and why not again? Mac attack on full display today.
Back to the Tigers, kill number 4 for Mackenzie Logan. Back to serve for the Tigers, checking in number 5, Nadia Kern.
Nadia Kern back to serve once again with Trinity up 17-11. She'll give Maddie Fate the opportunity to hammer it down, and she sure does. Don't want to give Maddie Fate that kind of room to work with. Take a look at the replay here. The junior just waiting for her chance, and she pounced.
That's going to be Fate's second kill in 4 attempts. She's now hitting 500 here in set 1. And definitely not a player you want to mess with at the net. She is always ready to take advantage of those tight passes and digs.
Another tough serve from Kern. This time the Kangaroos are able to handle it. Abernathy rejected by the block. She'll try it again. This time she does get it off that block, but for a point. So a nice job by the junior adjusting. And Abernathy, one of a trio of juniors, talked about no seniors, but there are a few juniors, and they are leading the way for this Ruse squad. Abernathy coming into this weekend, not only leading the team in kills, but she led the team last year. William E. with a nice swing for the Tigers. And a free ball coming. Dayer to the middle, and Maddie Fate takes care of business.
Kill in the middle from Maddie Fate. And now Fate back to serve.
Tigers hitting an absurd 5-19 in this first set.
Not a bad way to start.
Not at all, and they're going to get
Another
that
one.
percentage up just a bit. Reagan Watley now with the Maddie move, and Trinity up to 20.
Checking in for Austin College.
Kangaroos needing to pull that ball away from the net because the Tigers are all over those.
Back to serve for the Kangaroos.
Oh, and it looks like actually they're calling Reagan in the net on that last point, so make it a point for Austin College.
Debatable.
Certainly didn't catch that at first glance, but here come the Tigers again. And there's Willie on the right side with the kill. So now the Tigers are at 20.
Checking in for Trinity. Back to serve, Marissa Amarino. And up front, number 9, Sarah Flynn.
Flynn and Amarino check back in as the Tigers first to reach that ever-important 20 mark. Now can they extend it out to 25? Sang sets it in the middle, but the Tigers right there. So here comes Watley. Too much on that one. And no touch, say the line judges, so point for the Ruse.
Point for the Kangaroos. Back to serve, Riley Abernathy.
Abernathy in Austin's win over Dallas had 15 kills and 20 digs, her 5th double-double of the year. Watley can't get it down, so here comes Austin. Kern right there for that swing. Amarino tries the dump, and it didn't work at first, but then it did. And that is only fitting with who we mentioned is in the stands today, Jade. None other than Lexi Acevedo, the dump queen herself.
The dump queen. Yep, you can see her in that small little patch of Tiger fans sitting by the railing there. Great to see her this weekend. And hopefully she'll be here for the rest of the weekend at all the other games.
Definitely. We talked about it being alumni weekend, and so we've already seen so many familiar faces. We see Lexi Acevedo over there, Emma Funk also there. So the only 2 seniors that did end up graduating from this class, that includes Emily Ellis and the Sarahs, back in town for this weekend. So if the Tigers play well, maybe they have a little bit to do with it. But you know what also has a little bit to do with it? Sarah Flynn.
Sarah Flynn. The Sarah Flynn.
The Sarah Flynn. Seattle's Sarah. Talked to her dad out in the parking lot before this match, and he said, give Grandma Sis a shout out. She loves listening to the game, so shout out to Grandma Sis. As Austin sends it out of here, Trinity up 23-15 in this first set, and it'll be another timeout for Coach Garza. Just 2 points away from this first set victory, so we'll take a quick break on Tiger Network, our first of the afternoon, and be right back.
Serving for the Tigers, Jenna Rodriguez.
Tuning back in from the timeout, that's Rodriguez back to serve with an ace for the Tigers. A great comeback from that timeout. The Tigers are now 1 away from taking this first set.
Love to see it. Already 3 aces on the day. Sang goes to the outside. Too much on it. Set 1 goes to Trinity. Olivia Linton tried to get it for the Kangaroos, but over the line and out. So
Definitely.
Just like that, 25-15 Trinity.
A nice aggressive swing. I think she was attempting to get a touch on that block, that strong Trinity block that we'll mention time and time again. But as you mentioned, that ball falling a little too far out the back, leading to Tigers taking that one, I believe, by 10 points. But that being said, some great stats by both teams. You had Folse and Duncan both hitting over 500 for the Kangaroos. And for your Tigers, you had 3 players hitting 1,000, which is pretty remarkable. Not to mention a 600 performance by Fate and a 400-plus performance by Logan. So we are kicking things off strong this weekend.
And you want to talk about something interesting. No blocks for the Tigers in that first set.
No blocks.
Isn't
Definitely
that
some
weird?
strong touches, but the Kangaroos did do a decent job with their coverage, picking up all of those balls, which is something that should be expected, being that the Austin Kangaroos are a strong blocking team as well. So I'm sure they practice, covering their hitters a lot. But hopefully we see some blocks in this next set.
But you know what should be the positive sign, and I'd love to hear Coach Jenkins' reaction to that performance, and that's that she's talked to me all year about how for a big blocking team, it's hard to then be a good defensive team on the dig just because you rely on that block so much. And I was also talking to Marissa about that earlier in the week. But to see that the Tigers are up to 15 digs already,
yeah.
I mean, they have to be happy with that performance when maybe the block isn't getting those shutdowns, like you said. They're still having that backup on the defense.
Yeah, funny enough, I was going to mention it there in set 1, but it almost looked as if Nadia Kern was in the perfect position to make digs throughout that entire first set. So it's a great showing by the Tigers on the defensive end, and we hope that they continue that throughout the rest of the match.
Definitely. Nadia not wearing the libero jersey in the last few matches. It's Jenna Rodriguez, but she still has that libero in her, doesn't she? And so when you have Kern and Rodriguez out there at the same time, must be hard for the offense to put it down on the Tigers.
Absolutely. You had Nadia Kern with 3 digs, Josie Dayer with 3 digs as well, and Watley with 3 digs, and then some individual digs spread across the board. So the entire Tigers lineup really contributing on the defensive end.
Really nice to see that the Tigers are able to win in more ways than one. as they're sure to need to do as this season continues. Only 2 more weekends of conference play. After the 4 this weekend, the Tigers will head on the road to Seguin. They'll face St. Thomas, Southwestern, and TLU. But then, believe it or not, it is 1, November, which is crazy, but 2, the SCAC tournament already here.
Crazy. This season has definitely been interesting. We had a couple home tournaments, and then they were gone for almost a whole month, back for a little bit, and then, bam, it's like the season is over in the blink of an eye.
But to think all the great teams we've gotten to host here at CalGuard
Absolutely.
Gym, the defending champions, a premier program like Juniata, it's been so much fun here on Tiger Network.
Absolutely. Julie Jenkins definitely doing a great job of stacking that schedule every season. So it's been a fun time announcing.
And, taking a look deeper into the SCAC itself, it's pretty well-rounded this year, more than most years, and Austin College has a lot to do with it. Even though they're in 6th place of the conference, they've pulled off some big wins, including against Colorado and Jade. The Kangaroos had not defeated Colorado College since 2012.
Wow.
And they beat them this year, and so they are a young team, but they're up and coming, and Coach Garza really likes what he has here with his squad.
Awesome. Tuning in here for set 2, a new face that just stepped off. You're going to see Brett Thorin in here this match. Once Rodriguez swings around to the front, she'll step on. A little bit of confusion there. It looks like the Ruse coaching staff was calling a touch on that last swing, but that's going to be .1 here in set 2 going to the Tigers. That's Marissa Amarino back to serve.
Amarino a little long on her serve, so the point right back to Austin.
Point for the Kangaroos. Back to serve, Riley Abernathy.
Here comes Abernathy, junior from Flower Mound. A lot of these Kangaroos up there from the Dallas area. Off the top of the tape was that serve. Here comes Flynn. Abernathy gets a hold of it, but it'll be a tough angle and just a free ball for the Tigers. Amarino Ellis on the slide, and let's take a trip to Schlitterbahn with the slide yet again.
Emily Ellis.
2 for 2 on that slide for Emily Ellis.
Back to serve, number 7.
At this point, we might as well keep track because I guarantee you it scores almost every single time.
A slide tracker. We've had a hat tracker in baseball season. Now we might need a slide tracker.
We might need a slide tracker.
Point for Austin College.
Austin College gets the point during all that excitement, ties it up at 2 early in the second set. Maddie Duncan. Amarino pushes it to Logan, and Logan continues her strong afternoon. She's up to 5 kills, a team high so far.
Back to serve for Trinity.
Logan really successful thus far with her shots down the line, whether that be off speeds or aggressive swings, and a great set on that last play by Amarino. There being almost no spin on the ball.
There was some spin on that one, though. A double called on Austin, the setter saying. So double up are the Tigers on Austin.
As mentioned, that's going to be Brett Thorin in the middle for the Tigers. Getting a touch on that last swing.
Will have to be a back row swing. Rodriguez with the set. Logan, dug by Singh. Here comes Litton, and Litton says hello to the Tiger block this afternoon for the very first time. As soon as Thornton comes in, she makes an impact, helping Sarah Flynn over there, but on that replay, it looked like might have been all Sarah Flynn. So 5-2 Tigers, and they'll go right back to it. Nice determination, not going away from the block, and Litton this time able to get the kill. Litton third on the team with 168 kills coming into the year. She had 8 of those on Tuesday against Dallas, a victory for Austin. We'll see Dallas later tonight at 6 p.m. against Trinity. And Logan down the line again. 6 points for Trinity in the set and 6 kills for Mackenzie Logan on the afternoon.
Number 15, Sarah Williams.
It's going to be a double substitution. Josie Dayer is subbing in. She'll be setting in his back row serving for now, and then you have Sarah Williams subbing in for front right.
Jade, how difficult is it as a defense when you see these Tiger hitters being able to really put it on any part of the court?
Yeah, I mean, when you're a blocker going up against this team, you're really just trying to take space away. And unfortunately, Logan is just too good in some instances. She's really capitalizing down the line. That kangaroo block needing to maybe shift a little bit to the right and take that away from her and force her to swing angle. We'll see how their strategy progresses throughout this set.
And even on that last point, Kangaroo's able to get a nice couple of touches on the net, but still not enough as the Tiger is resilient in dealing with it and getting the point. They'll go to the middle, but look at Reagan Watley right there for the dig. Willie with the off speed. Won't get it down, so the Roos come right back and saved by Rodriguez and Willie. But Austin will get a free ball. But it won't be a free point. Look at the hustle by the Tigers. Point still alive. Third time, not the charm for number 11, TJ Full. She tried it for the third time, and this time couldn't get it over the net. So the Tigers diving and scratching and clawing for that point.
Yeah, great defense by Sarah Williams, picking up that almost last off-speed shot by the Roos. You saw her grabbing her elbow, kind of slamming it against the hard wood to get that ball up.
Thornton tried to save it on her side, instead sends it to Austin. So here's Folse again, but no can do. Can Linton get it from the outside? No, she can't. Look at this Tiger block, and they're ready for the dump too.
Nice save by Dayer, pulling that ball back out of the net for Thornton to throw it over. And another block for the Tigers. Roos struggling to get the ball back over, but with that last ball, they're going to score off of Watley. Great defensive play by the Tigers, but the Roos inevitably coming out on top for their fourth point.
These last couple of points have been entertaining volleyball. That's what we promise you on Tiger Network. And the Tigers up 8-4 here in the second set as there's a little bit of a break. Assistant coach talking to the server, Olivia Linton. And now Linton with the serve. Little collision there between Logan and Watley, so will just be a free ball and a point instead for Austin. And so not the cleanest serve received there for the Tigers, point for the Kangaroos. Again, two bodies going for it, but the Tiger is able to get it and get the kill. So that serve of Linton giving the Tigers a little bit of a problem.
And back to serve, number 5, Nadia Kern.
A little bit of a problem, but then Logan with another kill. You saw that defense almost adjust further than they needed to, anticipating that Logan was going to swing down the line, and then she swung a little bit in the middle and caught them off guard.
Point for the Tigers. They'll get to double digits, and we'll talk a little bit more about that last weekend because it just seems so prominent. Talked about Watley only having 7 kills throughout the weekend, while Mackenzie Logan only had 6 on a total of 42 swings.
Wow.
So you combine that, that's 13 for those hitters on the outside as Nadia Kern lands an ace. But 13 kills for those outside hitters, much of that coming from the passing that we discussed, forcing just anything to go out there, and they couldn't get their best on it. But look at the box score already today. Logan and Watley, a combined 11. So in these first 2 sets, they've almost surpassed their weekend total from last week.
Yeah, an incredible showing by them already this weekend. And yeah, it was definitely tough for them last weekend, getting a lot of balls. As you mentioned, being the only outlet for a lot of those passes. They were put in a lot of positions where they just really needed to get the ball over. So maybe not leading to the best hitting percentage per se, but they did their best. And today, they're doing their best for sure, as you can see with the stats. You got Mackenzie Logan, 8 for 15, hitting over 500 already. Watley, 3 for 10.
And Jay, do you think there is something to the point of thinking, it's better to lose now, get that under your belt, and understand that you're not unbeatable, that you are vulnerable, and then kind of light a fire underneath the team as they go on hopefully what should be a long run into November?
Yeah, I think anyone would say losing now is better than later. And I mean, they were the second-ranked team. That is a very tough position to carry the weight of. Pretty much every single team is going to come up against you with really nothing to lose. Unless you're the first-placed ranked team. Second, really the only way you can go is down if you lose. So as we mentioned, it was a great battle by both sides, a great showing by UC Santa Cruz, who did end up winning. And the Tigers would definitely take that loss this past weekend than, say, next weekend.
Yeah, and Coach Jenkins telling me that after the second set, in which the Tigers dominated Santa Cruz, we were all like, okay, there are the Tigers that we know. That maybe they let their guard down a little bit, thought that they would be able to win. So she thinks it's very important for them to see that they have to remain hungry throughout every set, every game, no matter who the opponent is. And so definitely could be that wake-up call that they needed. Still ranked number 4. It's not like they're free-falling. Everything's still out in front of them. So happy to see the Tigers respawn like they have. Out of the timeout, Kern with the service error, but Tigers overall looking good.
Yeah, and with that said, in that UC Santa Cruz match, the Tigers did look extremely confident on the court. It wasn't like they were looking visibly shooken up with the points going back and forth. But like you said, it is important for them to remain hungry for every single point to really capitalize those wins.
And for the young players especially, as Rodriguez, one of them, who dives down to get that serve receive, and Watley, another of the first years who gets the kill, they haven't experienced losing almost at all. So for them, and they certainly haven't experienced losing at home, none of us have really, but it is important for them to also see what that feeling is and knowing that they don't want it again.
Definitely.
Brett Thornton on the serve here. Abernathy, too much on it, point for Trinity. As the Tigers again doubling up Austin 14-7. And Brett Thornton last week debuted a new nickname, which drew some praise, Brettasaurus.
Brettasaurus,
and
yes.
She is back.
She came to play last weekend, and it's glad to see her on the court again this weekend.
She calls that one out, and she is correct. So she'll continue her service run, and Brett did an excellent job last week. Can't say Brett. Brettasaurus did an excellent job last week. 6 kills on just 9 swings, so taking full advantage of her time out there.
Yeah, she played extremely clean, came in, I believe, in set 2 of the match last weekend, and just right off the bat was contributing points-wise. I believe she had a couple blocks right off the bat. It almost felt like every set she was getting, she was putting that ball down. So again, great to see her again this weekend.
And where she's really been the most valuable so far this season happened after an event when the Tigers last faced these Kangaroos. The first go-around of conference play, it was in Shreveport, as Sang sends this one out of here on the serve. But Sarah Williamy with an ankle injury against Austin College, and all of us holding our breath, we were terrified of what the result of that would be. And Williamy did have to miss 6 matches, but Brett Thornton, Brettasaurus, coming in and filling in for those matches, rotating with Sarah Flynn on the right side. And so she has been there when her team needs her the most, and she is contributing day in and day out. Good to see the depth of this Tiger offense and defense.
Yeah.
Amarino here.
Emily Ellis putting that ball down. That's going to send Amarino back to serve again. Sorry, I got caught up with that last play, but I was going to say, yeah, excellent that Brett Thornton could fill some shoes of Sarah Williamy when she got hurt there. She's normally a player that you see in the middle, so for her to have that versatility and confidence to take on that right side position mid-season was great on her. That ball just being barely out. A great call by Rodriguez and Nadia Kern. It's going to be another point for the Tigers, now up by 10 here in set 2.
And you have to think it just makes this team overall all the more dangerous to know that Thornton now could come in the middle. She could come in on the right side. You just never know what to expect as Amarino points down to the court, signals an ace, and everything is clicking for these Tigers.
Incredible. But yeah, the Tigers, that bench is dangerous. You never really know who's going to go in. And it always feels as though whoever goes in, the players on the court have confidence that they're going to do their job no matter what position they're being thrown into.
Emily Ellis this time denied for the first time out of the middle. Nice effort there from Maddie Duncan and Victoria Smith. That'll be the first block of the afternoon for Austin College. But they'll serve it out. Can't gain any sort of momentum, and the Tigers first to 20 before the Kangaroos even get to 10. So all Trinity here, and a new face checking in. Nadia Kern to the bench, and Hallie Martin for the first time. The first year from Little Rock, Arkansas. Nice dig by Rodriguez. Amarino gets it to Martin, and welcome to the match, Hallie Martin.
Welcome to the match. Kill for Hallie Martin.
And looks like the PA announcer, Harrison Lalone, agrees with me, saying the exact same thing. Harrison and I just really on the same page.
In sync.
I said it first, so Jade.
Yes. If you heard an echo.
And an echo on the court, too, is another point from Martin, helping on the block and putting the Tigers up 22-9. And Coach Garza will call a timeout. Really just nothing these Kangaroos can do right now. Been a real struggle for Ed Garza's squad, but he is an experienced coach, and we have a matchup of two of the most experienced coaches in all of Division III. Ed Garza in his 27th season as head coach for Austin College. He came into today with a record of 698 and 335. Wow. So almost 700 wins for Coach Garza. Might get it this weekend. You never know. But that ranks 28th most all time for Division III. And of course, we know the great Julie Jenkins up over 1,000 wins herself.
The great Julie Jenkins.
In
over
her 38th season.
Incredible.
So can you believe you have a coach in her 38th season and a coach in his 27th season? I think they know a little bit about what they're doing.
Yeah, they definitely know the game, just a little bit, right? Coming back from that timeout, it's going to be Watley back to serve. Tigers are doing incredible thus far. We're hitting as a team over 400. Kangaroos just hitting over 100. And that is definitely contributing to the Tigers' success, now up 22-9.
Nice short serve from Watley. Abernathy has to chase it. And the Tigers will get a good opportunity. Amarino, Flynn on fire.
Great play by Flynn, picking up that tip and then transitioning out for that back quick, resulting in a Tiger point. Watley back to serve once again.
And she is giving the Kangaroos all sorts of issues on her serve. And again, they will not be able to put it over. Victoria Smith can't handle it. And the first year from the Woodlands has a chance to wrap up the second set here. Quick substitution for Austin College. Before then, they put in a freshman, Viviana Murphy, who enters just her 5th match of the year. So Coach Garza going with some new blood. Saying pushes it to Linton. Great dig by McLean. And here comes Hallie Martin, and Hallie Martin tools it off the block for the second set win. And love that first-year connection from McLean to Martin as the Tigers get yet another set win, 25-9. All Trinity here this afternoon. We'll take a brief break on Tiger Network and be back to talk more Tiger volleyball. Welcome back from the timeout. A little bit early because, Jade teased last week that with some familiar teams in town, we wouldn't necessarily have to talk about the mascots, but with the Austin College Kangaroos in town, come on, Jade.
You have to.
A kangaroo? Have you heard of many kangaroos in college athletics?
Honestly, I think they're the only one that I could name. Off the top of the dome, at least right now. We could definitely Google, see if they're the only one. But
it's a pretty unique name for sure, and especially for a team coming out of Sherman, Texas. I don't know that there are many kangaroos hopping around the Texas-Oklahoma border. But this is a name that goes back, way back, 1850s actually, for Austin College. The upperclassmen would hold what they would call kangaroo courts as they would try the freshmen on anything you can imagine. And in fact, it got to the point, it wasn't great for the school that the administration said, okay, no more kangaroo courts. They abolished them in 1915, but the students still love the name kangaroo, so they actually bought a live kangaroo in 1923, from a zoo in California. And even though there were no more
pet?
No more kangaroo courts, but they were still the Kangaroos, and so the Austin College Kangaroos from Sherman, Texas, starting very innocently from a kangaroo court.
Yeah. Interesting investment, a kangaroo. Not sure how expensive a kangaroo might be, but...
Well, I don't know how much it cost, but it unfortunately did cost the kangaroo its life because, as you can imagine, North Texas is not
great.
Not maybe the most suitable environment for a kangaroo.
Oh, no. A tragedy.
So no more live kangaroo. They just have a regular old mascot on the sidelines.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So there you have it, the kangaroo story. If you hear it later on in the year, basketball season, baseball, softball.
Just pretend you didn't hear it.
Pretend you didn't hear it, exactly. But you can never waste a good mascot story.
Or now it's a fun fact. Tell your friends. Random fun facts about why
starting lineup for the Tigers
Austin's
in set number 3.
Mascot is the kangaroo.
Or if it's a trivia question ever.
Emily Ellis, Hallie Martin, Sarah Williamy.
Tuning back in for set 3.
Number 5, Nadia Kern.
Got some familiar faces. No one you haven't seen thus far, but Nadia Kern will be in the libero jersey this set. Saw her subbing in about halfway through that second set, maybe towards the end. Hallie Martin, she was 2 for 2 last set, and she's going to be starting here in the third. Great pass by Logan, and she'll get that ball back. Some touches on the ball, but that first point is going to the Tigers.
And if you notice, folks at home, we've talked about the slide all afternoon. You saw how the defense was ready for the slide, but they were not ready for Mackenzie Logan coming in from the outside and coming across the middle.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah, with that strong execution, Emily Ellis is definitely able to pull the block her way, leading for great opportunities for her fellow teammates. Nice touch on that ball, but that's going to be the first point for Austin.
Serving for the Kangaroos, number 9,
and Jade, you noted that Nadia Kern is back in the libero jersey, and I've fielded some questions about the libero position from fans after the game and tried our best to understand what exactly it is, but would you care to explain what a libero really is after that Hallie Martin kill?
Oh, geez. I don't know if I'm the best to explain, but essentially the libero is your defensive specialist, usually the best passer, the best at reading hits to pick up those digs on the team. They are able to sub in and out willy-nilly. That's kind of a nice trait of wearing the libero jersey. But yeah, it's really just one of your best defensive players. They aren't allowed to play in the front row. You'll only ever see them in the back row. But yeah, I don't know if that provided any further clarification to what anyone else already knows about the libero position. But yeah, now you can, I don't know, take those tidbits. You'll never see Rodriguez, for example, playing in the front row. You'll never see Nadia Kern playing in the front row when they're wearing that libero jersey. Oftentimes their role is taking the second ball or setting the second ball if the setter, for example, is to take that first dig.
But here, for example, why would someone switch the libero jersey mid-match?
Oh, yeah. So Nadia Kern, for example, she's been killing it thus far, picking up a ridiculous amount of digs. Her serving's been really consistent. So having her in more consistently instead of having to sub in and out for example, Mackenzie Logan, who she's historically been subbing in and out for thus far this season.
Madison Manning and 11, TJ Olds.
Now she'll be out there for the middles, both middles, throughout this entire set.
Well, thank you, Jade, for enlightening us.
You're welcome.
You've been enlightening me about volleyball for 2.5 years now, and I love it. And I love some Maddie Fate out of the middle. Another kill for the junior. Tigers up 5-2 in this third set. It has been all Trinity this afternoon. If you're just tuning in, set 1 going to the Tigers 25-15. Set number 2 going to Trinity 25-9. And they'll look to sweep the Kangaroos out of here with a 3-set win. Josie Dayer, the first year, behind the service line here, and make it an ace for the first year.
To further boost the Tigers' stats. Yeah, you mentioned the Tigers took the first and second pretty handily. Tigers are still hitting over 400 on the match thus far. Unfortunately, the Kangaroos' percentage has decreased from 102 to 87, so they're looking to get some kills on the board to boost that percentage.
On the block, going solo, Maddie Fate.
That last play, Maddie Fate with a solo block. I was going to say send Dayer back to serve once again. Tigers up by 5.
And Dayer starting in her second consecutive match. Another tough serve from her. Litton right to Dayer so she can serve, she can dig. And here comes Martin trying to get the kill, but Abernathy helps save it. Kern, Dayer, and Maddie puts a little off it with another kill. So 3 in a row that Maddie Fate is involved, 2 kills and a block. But talking about Dayer, she's starting out for her second consecutive match, and last time coming in for Trinity Herrera, who we've seen most of the year rotate with Marissa Amarino. In fact, Trinity was one of 6 Tigers that have played in all of the matches, but that changed last weekend against Susquehanna, and we have not seen Trinity today, as Josie has done a nice job as the setter today. So again, that depth of Trinity, they can go to 3 different setters who can get the job done. Just incredible.
Yep, and you see her on the bench, and she is all smiles cheering on her teammates. No frustration at all that she's not on the court, as Josie Dayer is doing a great job of setting that offense today.
Timeout coming from Austin College, and will allow us to keep talking about the setters a little bit, because I had the great pleasure of interviewing all 3 of them about a week and a half ago. And one of the things we talked about was kind of that seniority, right? So you have Marissa as the senior, you have Trinity as the sophomore who had gotten the majority of the playing time, and then Josie as the first year. But last year, we had Lexi Acevedo, who we've already mentioned today. She was the senior, Marissa was the junior, and it was Trinity who was getting that playing time just kind of in and out, learning from the veterans, as you might call them. And so now that rotation just kind of keeps going, and it's full circle to have Lexi in the stands and have the 3 setters on Trinity's roster all contributing to the team.
Yeah, it's awesome. Great that Julie Jenkins was able to recruit another amazing setter to kind of throw in the mix and fill that freshman slot to get that early experience. Definitely has been fun to watch.
And Marissa in that interview saying that sometimes she sees Trinity and Josie as like her little children.
Oh.
Even though she's just 2 and 3 years older than them.
She is the tallest. We'll give her that.
The tallest and the oldest. But I think old just means experienced.
For sure.
Still serving for the Tigers, Josie Dayer.
After the timeout, Josie Dayer still serving as the Tigers on a massive 5-0 run. They'll look to keep it going. Kangaroos just trying to do anything they can to stop it, but that's not going to be it. Call in the antenna gets Trinity to double digits.
Kangaroos, unfortunately, having decent amount of unforced errors, and the Tigers are not the team that you just want to be giving free points to. They will take those and run. Another great serve by Dayer. Off speed picked up by her. Nadia Kern throwing the ball over with a down ball. Another great play by Nadia Kern, keeping that ball in play. Hallie Martin's going to swing a little too deep. But again, great defense by Dare and Kern.
And I believe we just saw Jade. Why Libero wears that jersey.
Why Libero wears that jersey. Yeah, Nadia Kern, like I said, in the right place at the right time. And really laying out to make sure that no ball is touching the ground without at least a touch on it.
This time it's Dayer who gets the first touch. Kern will send it to Martin. And Martin, how did she get it down? Drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd. And a smile on her face as she checks out. But look at this replay. Kern setting it to Martin. And some major action on that ball.
Some crafty off speed, just placing that ball in front of the 10.
Abernathy, not going to get it past. Bretasaurus and Maddie Madness, two of the greater nicknames on the team.
We mentioned that Brett kind of filled the shoes of Sarah Williamy when she went down, and you're seeing Brett Thorin again on the right side, Maddie Fate in the middle. It's another adjustment from the second set to the third.
And the block again. This time, Maddie Fate ranging to her left to help Logan. And there were 0 blocks after the first set. We are up to 6 now for the Tigers. So not quite as many.
We're just warming up, you know?
Yeah, not quite as many as we're used to, but still very, very powerful block.
Or perhaps the Kangaroos were playing it maybe a little overly cautious in the first set and were throwing over more off-speed shots, avoiding the block. Now they're coming out swinging.
And I also love that myself, I'm finding myself saying 6 blocks is not that much, but it really is when you think about the fact that the Tigers lead the nation in blocks per set with 3 per set. So depending on how these final points go, they could very well get up to that 3 blocks per set and still be #1 in the nation. But for us, it's like,
we're like, been there.
That's okay.
Seen that.
I mean, they had 19 against Santa Cruz, even in that defeat, 6th most all-time in program history. So it is a block party here at CalGuard Gym, and we hope you continue to join us. Nadia Kern diving to save it. Mackenzie Logan can't put it down. Kangaroos keep it alive. Fultz not going to get it past Dayer. Here comes Kern. Logan. This time Logan, a little too much on it.
Nice idea by Logan. You can see that turn of the wrist. She was trying to turn that ball to her tried and true down the line, which was open, but unfortunately that missed hit floating a little too far out. It's going to result in a point for the Kangaroos. That being said, great pass by McLean. This ball's going to Fate out of the middle, and she's picked up. Right side swing for the Roos is picked up by Nadia Kern once again. Happens to just be in that perfect spot at the right time. Tight ball is picked up by Dare, and then a great save by McLean. Logan throwing that ball over. Off the block, Nadia Kern. This ball is going to be a dump by Dare, but that's picked up. Right side swing by number 11, Fultz. Is going to be a tool off the block and a point for the Kangaroos, but a great showing by both sides.
Great fight by Austin College to keep coming, even though they've had a tough afternoon, to continue fighting hard. And it was Fultz who is coming back from that injury, and Coach Garza very happy to have her back. Missed a few matches, did the sophomore, but now the Kangaroos, as they try to secure that final spot in the tournament, happy to have her back for sure. And if you're a Kangaroo fan, the match you're really looking forward to this weekend, as Maddie Fate into the net there on that serve. Tomorrow against Shriner. Kangaroos 3 games ahead of Shriner in the standings, and with just a few games remaining, if they can get a victory over the Mountaineers, they could all but assure themselves a trip to Colorado. So it starts out tough with a matchup against Trinity and then Colorado later today, but Austin, if you can beat Shriner, you will be booking your flight to Colorado Springs. And Emily Ellis booking her trip to another kill. 15-8 Trinity in this third set.
Yep, that kill is going to lead to the double substitution. Marissa Amarino and Sarah Williamy entering the match.
Amarino and number 15, Sarah Williamy.
saying has to chase this one down. Victoria Smith tries to go cross court, but she is met. Ellis not as much on it, so the Kangaroos have it. Smith tries it once more, and she gets it past McLean for the point. Victoria Smith, the junior from Carrollton, Texas. Second on the team in kills before today, just one behind Abernathy. And one of those trio of juniors that are the de facto leaders on this team as the Kangaroos get another kill to get into double digits. But with no seniors on the team, those juniors really acting as the leaders. And as the year has gone on, Coach Garza saying they have stepped up into their role and are definitely playing well. But also playing very well for the Tigers, Mackenzie Logan. The junior from Calgary, Canada, becomes the first player in double-digit kills on either side today. She is up to 10. And it has been quite the afternoon for the Canadian. Her serve received, but forcing a weak swing from Victoria Smith as she was kind of caught behind the line. And it'll be a point for Logan and the Tigers. We talked so much earlier in the year, Jade, about the shoes that Mackenzie Logan and Reagan Watley would have to fill on the outside.
Unbelievable.
And another ace for the Tigers. Logan puts it down, but to think, Avery Tuggle, Annie Rose Leggett, how do you replace two All-Americans? Well, we haven't quite replaced them. You never can. But yeah. Logan and Watley sure have tried their best and have succeeded throughout the year.
Yeah, they're definitely leading the Tigers to some strong wins this season. Again, like you mentioned, I'm not sure anyone could fill those two shoes, being that they were of the same class. So filling those shoes at the same time is definitely a tough task.
Checking in for Trinity.
Checking in, you're going to see Carly Brookhuizen. She's coming in the middle. That last point being for the Tigers. It's going to send Mackenzie Logan to serve once again.
Out on the swing there is Sela Coleman. First we've seen of her for Austin, the freshman from Houston, Texas. So the Tigers 5 points away. And in large part in this set, thanks to the 5-0 scoring run catapulted by Mackenzie Logan here behind the service line. She is 10 for 20 on her swings as well. Nice coverage by Martin Amarino, tries to put it down. Here comes Smith. Logan, look at her with the dig too. She can do it all. Kern has to swing it. All sorts of craziness on this play. Now can the Tigers get it together? Martin. Nice dig by Torres. Here comes the freshman again, Martin. Oh, it's still going and it's out. Amarino nearly with the miracle pull out there. Both teams going down to the final point, not letting anything go easily. Torres here, the Arlington native. And an ace for the Arlington native. Gives a little shrug to her side. And pulls Austin to within 8. But it'll take a big time run for the Roos, more like a hop that they're used to. And it's not going to happen if Amarino gets this opportunity for her hitters. Brookhuizen, now Martin, and Martin finishes the deal.
Martin and Brookhuizen, neither one wanting to lead to a rally on both sides. Ball goes over and they're swinging. Brookhuizen with 2 swings, Martin with 1, and that puts the ball down for the Tigers. That's going to put Nadia Kern back to serve. Someone who you do not want behind the service line.
And who needs pass, set, kill when you can just get
kill?
Who
needs it when you could just get kill over and over again?
There it is again, kill for Hallie Martin. And she very quietly up to 7 kills, second most on the team. So a great performance for the first year from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, arguably with that last play, it was a set and then a kill. The set was just coming from the other side. Again, Nadia Kern from behind the service line with an aggressive low float deep in the court. Roos are going to return that one, and Logan's going to pick it up. This ball's going out to Hallie Martin once again. She's dug. Nice touch by Logan, and Hallie Martin's going to run it down, but unable to keep that ball in play. Great hustle by the Tigers, but a point for the Kangaroos.
And just look at the effort from each and every one of these Tigers. They're up 2-0, up 9 in this third set. They don't necessarily need that point, but they're chasing it as if it's do or die.
Chasing it, bodies flying onto the floor. Yeah, they're not letting that ball fall without at least getting a touch on it. And it wasn't just one player hustling it down. You know, Mackenzie Logan got a little tripped up there on Nadia Kern, but you had her and Hallie Martin both running essentially full speed towards that ball. It was great to see at least one person getting a touch on it. That last ball, a little bit of an off speed, but you did see Marissa Amarino and Nadia Kern laying out for it. It's going to be another point for the Kangaroos with Manning back to serve.
Amarino goes to Willie. Willie can't put it down. Logan can't get there in time, so another point for the Kangaroos. 2 in a row for Austin. And Manning back to serve again, freshman from Plano. Amarino goes to the middle. Fate has to wait on it. Now she just puts it back over. And then the roof is set for Fate and Martin. And that's a way to respond when you couldn't get a kill on the offensive end.
Putting it over and then putting it down with that block.
Josie Dayer. And up front, Brett Thornton.
Thornton checks back in, as does Dayer. 2 more points for the Tigers will wrap up a sweep. Nearly another ace for the first year. Instead, it'll be a point for the freshman, and you can hear the cheers from the Austin College bench as Stila Coleman gets it down. Just her 14th kill of the season. She gets the serve here. Dayer tight at the net, but nothing Brett Thornton can't handle. Nearly puts it down. And now Tigers get the point on the out swing from Austin College. So 1 point away are the Tigers. Cassidy McLean coming in.
Back to serve, number 2, Cassidy McLean.
Like Watley, McLean the first year from the Woodlands, and she will look to wrap things up for Trinity. Nice serve. Tigers will get a good opportunity. Can Thornton wrap it up? Not yet. Here comes Foles. Kern dives. Dayer pushes it to Logan, and red flag up. No touch, say the officials. You thought there was, Jade?
I thought there was. I thought I could hear it from way up here,
Back to serve for the
but I guess not.
Number 3, Jaden Chokini.
Tigers still in a great position to wrap things up with this next serve. Hoping for a strong serve receive here. And I'm guessing Fate to put the ball away.
Let's see, Dayer, Thornton, and Thornton thunders it home for the win.
Rhedosaurus for the win.
Final score in set
A great showing for the Tigers. They're taking set 3, 25-17. Those 3 scores being 25-15, 25-9, and then 25-17. So the Tigers really coming out strong to kick off this weekend here in Calgary.
Take one more look at that great finish from Thornton. And the teams shake hands at center court with the Tigers up 3-0, pulling off the sweep over their conference rival. And look at those stats on your screen. The hitting percentage coming down a little bit towards the end, was keeping a very close eye on it because for a while there thought they would have their season high, which was 387. Late in that set they lost it, but still, I mean, look at that, 337. That is well above the average that the Tigers typically have of 248, and 248 is 11th best in the country, so 337 will do.
337 is not bad at all. Yeah, the Tigers came out strong. You got A ton of players hitting above 300. Mackenzie Logan with 10 kills today, hitting 333. You also had Hallie Martin subbing in, hitting 500. Maddie Fay over 500. Emily Ellis hitting over 400. Flynn hitting over 600. And then you got Marissa Marino with her one dump, which scored, technically hitting 1,000. A great showing by the Tigers offense.
Great showing from the offense, the defense, just all around. Tigers doing a nice job. They're defending their jungle, and we said it last week, that long winning streak at 43 at home snapped. But guess what? The streak is back on. 2 wins in a row.
On. Yep, definitely a great showing, especially for a midday game on a Friday. Some of these players were in class this morning and have shown up with their head ready to go for this match. Great to see it.
And Jade, you having more fun here than you would be maybe at a Friday afternoon work call?
Yeah, being able to step out of work to announce Trinity Volleyball is, let's throw more games midday throughout the week so I can step out. But yeah, always a fun time announcing for the Tigers. Really excited to be back this evening, 6 p.m. Tune back in if you enjoyed the broadcast of this match.
That's right, Jade. We'll be back here in just a few hours as the Tigers host the Crusaders of Dallas. Next up here on Tiger Network will be Shriner against Centenary, another neutral match of this conference crossover. But Jade and I will be back at 6 p.m., so we will see you there. Don't miss it.